What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we will be looking at exercise 58 of our Python exercise tutorial series. Without any further ado, let's get to it. Exercise 58. Write a function that determines whether or not a list of values is in sorted order, either ascending or descending. The function should return true if the list is already sorted, otherwise it should return false. Write a main program that reads a list of numbers from the user and then uses your function to report whether or not the list is sorted. Extra. Make sure you consider these questions when completing this exercise. Is a list that is empty in sorted order? What about a list containing one element? Okay, guys, so that's the text prompt we have for this question. So I'm sure you'll realize by now that this specific question is not one that's difficult in any way. It's actually a very interesting question. So basically, they are testing our ability to deduce whether or not a list that is given by the user is in sorted order or not. So for this question, guys, you'll notice that they did not really specify what's happening with input and output. It's like they left it entirely to ourselves to, make the choices as to how will input be given and how will output be given. So you can be flexible in that aspect. But with regards to the logic of the program and the goal of the program, that is common, right? We need to be able to tell whether a list of values that is user entered or user specified is in ascending or descending order. Okay, so let's get to it. We can begin this problem by having a main function. Functions are convenient for us to do our work because of the fact that they'll allow us to reuse the same logic multiple times, and we can provide different input on each run. So I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to do n is equals to input. Please enter integer values separated with commas. That's good. And we'll take those integer values in string form, separated by commas, and we'll split them at the comma. That, as you know, will give us a list of strings that are integer in nature. Okay, so then all we're doing is converting the string list into a list of integers. The way in which we do that is we can use the very efficient map function in Python to map the integer data type of function to each element, which was originally a string. That will convert it into an integer for us. Then we can call a sort order function, right? Having the sort order function would be efficient because all in all, it's the function that's doing the processing for us. What processing exactly? So that's what we'll proceed to set up now. Sort order function is taking one parameter or one argument n, and we are conducting a series of tests. Remember, n is in the form of a list comprising integer values. Okay, so if len n, which basically means if the length of n is less than or equal to 2, we'll say value equals true. So we have a variable here and we're calling it value. Okay, elif n is equals to sorted n, we'll set value equals true. So take a moment to understand what's happening here, guys. If elif else ladder we have here, I'll just type out the else portion there. So if the length of the list is less than or equal to 2, it is in sorted order. That makes sense, right? Logically, because If a list has two numbers, for example, it tells us that those two numbers will always be in either ascending or descending order, because you can have either 23 or 24, or you can have 24, 23, and that's the logic that works with negative numbers as well. Now, that's sorted, right? What the instance or occasion of one number is easy, right? That's in ascending or descending order, as well as an empty list. Okay, so we've catered for that, as they said in the extra bit of information in the text prompt. Alif, n is equals to sorted n. So the sorted function is a built-in one. I'm not going to explain that. We've covered the sorted function a good couple of times. Think about 4 to 6 times we've encountered this function. Basically, it sorts the data for us in ascending or descending order, and it creates a new list object. Okay, so it's comparing two list objects basically, right? Then we are going to set the value to be equal to true, because that means that it's sorted. Else we are going to have value is equals to false. So boolean, simple boolean logic, if something is not true, it's false. So that accounts for the else code we see there. At the end of this if elif else ladder, all we are doing is printing the value to the screen. So this function is not returning anything to the main function. Now, believe it or not, guys, this actually concludes the logic for this program, right? We've successfully coded the logic, and now to conclude this lesson and this tutorial, what we can do is test the program. Don't forget to call the main function if you are coding it, using functions. So let's go ahead and test this program. So I'm going to keep it simple, right? What I will do is just press enter. Well, that's fine. So we didn't really cater for a completely empty string, so that's fine. Scrap that. For now, what we can do is enter 1, 2, 3, 4, or let's enter two values first. That's excellent, and you'll agree with me, right, that the list itself is in ascending order. We have 1 and 2. Maybe let's this time try negative values, negative 32 and 5. That is ascending order, so it's true. Let's try more than one value now. Okay, guys, so let's proceed to test the program again. This time, let's keep it in a descending order. So 87, 65, 54, 43, 32. These are random numbers that I am choosing, and we get false. So that's fine. Now, the thing is, you may ask yourself, right? Why is the program not picking up descending order? That's because in the question prompt itself, they mentioned either ascending or descending. So we had a choice. And in our case, we chose the ascending order. How do we know this? Because the sorted function by default, it sorts values in ascending order, right? So this program does not cater for descending values and ascending values. It only caters for ascending values. But you guys know the technique. You can easily, just by adding one more alif condition, you'll be having the ability to capture ascending and descending order values in your program. So that's that. So let's stick with ascending order for this trial run. Last time I'll test the program, guys, and then we'll conclude the video. So ascending order, let's do something funky. Let's do maybe 10, -5. Let's do 0, 1, 4, 7, 13, and we'll hit enter, and true, it is in ascending order. Now let's catch something that's not in ascending order. The way in which we can do this is simple. 1, 4, 6, 23, 6, 5, 2, 0, and false. That's what we were expecting. So With that, guys, we've effectively and efficiently and successfully completed exercise 58 of our Python exercise tutorial series. With that, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for staying till the end of the video. Good luck with your work, and I'll see you in the next YouTube video.